Alright, my name is Nicole Francino and I will be presenting manuscripts from the Middle Ages. According to Khan Academy, a manuscript is a book made of pages bound between two boards. An ancient manuscript, they were wrote on scrolls that were stored in boxes, and these scrolls only survive in occasional fragments, and these pages were protected by the covers, and they have a greater chance of survival. Many manuscripts came from the Anglo-Saxon region in Germany, one of the most famous manuscripts being Beowulf. According to British Broadcasting Communications, or BBC for short, the Anglo-Saxon settlers made their way over to Britain after the fall of the Roman Empire around 401 AD. The Anglo-Saxons had no intentions of keeping the Roman legacy alive, which is why the stone buildings have been replaced with wooden ones. These new settlers also developed their own language, Old English, which is where our language was first developed. They had also brought their own religious beliefs, but with the arrival of St. Augustine in 597, most of the country was converted to Christianity. The Anglo-Saxon period lasted for about 650 years and finally came to an end in 1066 with the death of Edward the Confessor, because he did not have anyone to take his place. He did, however, will the kingdom to William of Normandy, but with his successor Edward Godwinson got in the way, William could not take over the kingdom. The Norman army invaded the kingdom so William could claim it for himself, and Harold failed to defend his crown. The Normans defeated him in the Battle of Hastings in October 1066, concluding in the new era to begin. Going back to the Anglo-Saxons' most famous manuscript, Beowulf, it takes place in 6th century Denmark and Sweden. This manuscript started as a story being told over and over again until someone finally wrote it down. Throughout all the years, the communities who have heard and told the story made a huge impact on the storytelling process. The plot of the story stays the same, but the details and characteristics have changed throughout the years. The background of Beowulf consists of a heroic nobleman who travels to Denmark to save his people from a monster named Grendel. SparkNotes was an easy resource to find a summary for this epic. The SparkNotes essay states that the poem started off when the King of Denmark built a mead hall for his warriors, which is a place where they can go to socialize. The noisy warriors anger a monster, Grendel, who begins to terrorize the Danes every night, killing them and defeating their efforts to fight back. The hero of the story, Beowulf, sails across the sea to fight Grendel. Beowulf arrives to the battle unarmed, proving himself stronger than the monster. As Grendel tries to escape Beowulf, he tears the arm off the monster, causing him to sink back into the swamp to die. Overjoyed with his victory, the king showers Beowulf with gifts and a feast in his honor. Grendel's mother comes about seeking revenge for his son's death. She kills some of the king's most trusted warriors and then sweeps back into the lake from where she came. Beowulf, being the hero once again, dives into the water to fight the mother in her underwater lair. He kills her with a sword forged for a giant, and then, finding Grendel's corpse, he decapitates it and brings the head as a prize for the king. Beowulf returns to his home, where he and his men are reunited with their king and queen. In time, the king is killed in war, and after the king's son died, Beowulf ascends to the throne of the Geats, where he rules for 50 years. A thief disturbs a great dragon guarding his hoard of treasure, causing the dragon to emerge from his burrow and unleash fiery destruction upon the Geats. Beowulf, an old man now, knows his time has come and goes on to fight the dragon. He succeeds in killing the beast, but not with getting away with a bite to the neck, causing the venom to kill Beowulf. According to Beowulf's wishes, they burn the departed king's body on a huge fiery funeral pyre, and then bury him in a massive treasure in a tumulus overlooking the sea. According to our class text, a tumulus is a burial mound, and inside a hero is laid to rest with rings, brooches, and costly jewelry produced by Viking metalworkers. One example being the Sutton Hoo purse cover found in England, estimated to be made in 600 CE. It represents the animal's style and reflecting the owner's power, something that Beowulf would be buried with. On the topic of rich and elite citizens, another discovery from this time period was the Osberg ship. Found in Norway, predicted to be crafted in 800 CE, this was used as a burial ship and could either be buried in the earth or set to sea. In the Beowulf saga, the character Slid, a warrior lord, was laid to rest in a ship filled with treasures, weapons, and armor. The outside decoration of the ship was decorated with animal carvings along the side and a snarling lion head for the post on a ship. As for this piece of artwork as well, it was only for the wealthy. In conclusion, the manuscripts of Beowulf had many conflicts and adventures, but with all that, the story related to the time period from which it was composed, rather than being changed dramatically throughout the years. The main purpose of Beowulf, which was to entertain the Anglo-Saxons, has been a story we study here today.